Why don't we not it? Slideshow. There we go. Okay. We're reviewing 3 words that I know, saw in 5th grade. But how to use these words and when to use them is important. So we're going to go through it. It's going to feel like you're in the LA because we're going to talk about types of words, nouns and verbs and things like that. But here we go. The words we're going to do are rotate, revolving, and orbit. Orbiting. Rotate, revolve, and orbit. What are these? They're verbs. In that form, they're verbs. They're action words. That means they're telling something that's doing something. Rotate means to spin. Revolve means to go around something, literally to revolve, to go in a circle, usually around something. Orbit means something very similar, to travel around a path. Okay? Which of those words seems similar to you? Revolve means to go around something. Orbit means to travel around a path. Those are synonyms. They're very similar. And when we're talking about space and astronomy, they're very similar. You rarely see orbit outside of astronomy and science. Revolve can mean other things in other things, but when you're talking about space, they're very, very similar. Orbit focuses on a specific path. Revolve just means going around something, but they're very, very similar. In astronomy, the study of space, we use revolve and orbit interchangeably. That's their synonyms, meaning we can use either word as a verb to describe moving around something else because all objects revolve in space in a path or orbit. So revolve means to go around something. Orbit means to travel around a path. Verbs change with nouns plurals or singular. What does that mean? And why are we in the LA? This is when you're writing your sentences, just so you know. This is how you're going to be changing the verbs. The earth revolves around the sun. When earth, this is singular, there's one earth, then the verb is plural. You probably know this, but it's a good thing to review. So when you're getting into these words you might not know, you'll be able to know. Singular, plural. When the noun is plural, like all the planets, then the verb is singular, revolve around the sun, meaning it doesn't have an S. Okay, you don't have an S in both places. Orbit means to travel a path, around in a path. So again, the earth orbits the sun, we have that S. All planets orbit a sun. Okay, so again, if your noun is singular, your verb has an S on it, or it has the plural form. If the noun is plural, you leave the S off the verb. Nouns. These words can also be nouns. Rotate becomes rotation. Okay, this is the verb to actually rotate. This is what happens when you rotate. It's a rotation. Revolve becomes revolution. Noticing a pattern? Orbit. What do you think orbit becomes? Orbit becomes orbit. Yeah, it just stays orbit. Orbit is both a noun and a verb in its same form. You don't change anything about orbit to use it as a noun or a verb. This is how we use these words as nouns. Here are some sentences. You might want to check your thinking and if you agree with these sentences, because this is what is true about them. The moon's orbit around Earth is more oval or elliptical than round, its orbit or its path. The rotation of the Earth on its axis is what causes day and night. Again, we're talking about the noun here. The revolution of the Earth around the sun takes 365 days or 1 year. So here these are used as nouns. Okay. How can we tell if it's a noun or being used as a noun or a verb, especially with orbit? Well, nouns have to have an article, this word article, or noun marker. Maybe you heard this in ELA, maybe in elementary school, but they need to have one before them. Can you find the articles in these sentences? Blank moon's orbit around the Earth is more oval or elliptical than round. Blank rotation of Earth on its axis is what causes day and night. Blank revolution of the Earth around the Sun takes 365 days or 1 year. What word, which is the article, is missing from those sentences? You can do it. Yes, all of these. In this case, sometimes it's the, and, all of those are articles, but the before the noun. That's how you can tell it's a noun or a verb, being used as a noun or a verb, and that's how you can tell whether you need to use that. So just some tips on how to use these words in this lesson is also some facts about orbits, rotations, and revolutions. So hope you're taking those in too. Good luck. Have fun in the tasks. You're going to have a choice in the tasks, so have fun.